It's been really great getting the Comcast RISE grant. It's just been great because it's like we got this grant, but it also helps us grow other businesses. And without the grant, like on top of the financial support that they gave us, they also gave us uh, access to a website that gave us techniques how to make our website better, which only makes your business grow when you're having better SEO return. And it was nice to be able to have access to programs that we wouldn't have been able to afford if it wasn't for this opportunity.
What's up, you guys? It's your girl Bianca B, and welcome to the Bianca B Show, where we talk about business, finances, and friendships. So I'm super excited to talk to the Pierogi Queen. She is an entrepreneur. She is an overall great individual. And so we are here with the Pierogi Queen. Her company and business is Pierogi Foods. We're so excited to have her on today. This is such an incredible backstory. It was a family business, and you grew up making pierogies, and you eventually created your own brand. So kind of tell us a little bit of the backstory.
So when I was a kid, I grew up doing Polish folk dance and being part of the Polish community. And for every holiday, we'd always make pierogi. As an adult, I was bartending in Pietrzyk, and my friends wanted food while I was working. So I said I would make pierogi, and one week turned into like a weekly pop-up that turned into a yearly pop-up. And then I started working out of a church kitchen and doing larger events, and it just kept kind of snowballing into itself. And as the demand grew, I wanted to learn how to scale the business. And I started working with my family for Dean Foods at their USDA plant and started looking at how I could grow my business in a much larger way than like my expectations to like levels that I never thought I'd ever be able to reach. But if you don't set your goals at a very high level, you'll never get further than you want. Even if you fail 100 times, you got to set goals that are bigger than what you think you can achieve. And it's just kind of been growing. And then right before the pandemic happened, we got the opportunity to move into Gresham Central Market, which we had to do a Kickstarter to be able to move into. So thank you everyone for donating to our Kickstarter a few years ago. And we opened, the pandemic hit, we had to make a bunch of pivots to stay alive. And now we're kind of coming out on the other side.
And that's amazing. In humble beginnings, starting from a church and just continuing to grow. And a lot of people do start their businesses very small and in their homes, and then eventually grow. And now you're in over 100 stores. You're in Kroger. You're all over. Kind of talk about how that feeling when you look back and you're like, oh my God, how is that feeling for you right now?
It's still very surreal, honestly. I think about when I was at home and I would wake up at 6 in the morning to like make pierogi for the work that night at the bar, and I would make like 4 or 5 dozen. And now we make like 4,000 a day by hand still. So it's really interesting. Like it feels very accomplished, and it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the team of people that I have around. My employees are everything. Our customer base keeps us going. Like we love their support. We're always trying to make better products, keep the consistency perfect, and just come up with new ideas that we know that they'll like.
And what I love about the story of the brand is that you guys are so inclusive, from the LGBTQ community to women in the workplace. Like you really value work, and you even name some of your products after some of your friends and the people that you've met throughout the years, and kind of talk about why is inclusivity so important to you.
For me, where I grew up in a very small community, I learned at a young age that community is everything. So if you don't have strong people around you and people that also have the same focus as you, then it's really hard to create anything. And luckily, with the wonderful people that we have, I've been blessed to grow up from a young age being in a very diverse community. So for me, it's really important to have an inclusive workplace and for our workplace to be diverse, because I believe that when you have multiple people from different backgrounds, you can really create new bridges and like go past your normal thinking pattern. And that's where you get into like true creativity, because you have to step out of your own comfort zone and go into areas and create new ideas that nobody's thought of before.
And you're from Detroit, and your business is in Michigan, and I'm also from Detroit. And that is something that I do value, is that we grew up in an environment of so many different people. And so I kind of want to talk about Comcast and how they've helped your business grow and how they've helped you guys.
It's been really great getting the Comcast RISE grant. It made us be able to have a social media manager, which I had been doing all of the website and social media, and I would pay some of my friends to do photographs, which now we got to use part of this grant to like do more photographs. And most of the women that we work with majority of our social media managers and like accounts that we work with are women-owned businesses. It's just been great because it's like we got this grant, but it also helps us grow other businesses. So it's this beautiful trickle down effect of like giving people who keep their money going in the area of like where they're from. It's not like corporations where like corporations get it and it's going to like the shareholders. It's like physically going directly to your neighbors, which is really nice. And without the grant, like on top of the financial support that they gave us, they also gave us uh, access to a website that gave us techniques how to make our website better, which only makes your business grow when you're having better SEO return. And it was nice to be able to have access to programs that we wouldn't have been able to afford if it wasn't for this opportunity.
And how did you get a part of it? What did someone send you a link? Did you do research? What was the process like?
I got an email through the Detroit Economic Growth Committee, which I during the pandemic was very focused on being able to reach out to these groups that were willing to help companies stay alive during the pandemic. And it's given us a return where we get to work with a ton of different groups. The Detroit Economic Growth Community is who I got the Comcast RISE grant app through or application through. But we also have gotten to work with other communities like the Ruth Ellis Center. We do fundraisers with them every year. We work with Detroit Works. So when we're looking for employees, we're looking for people who are locally based in Detroit. And it's really important for small businesses, especially when you're starting out, to join those groups and create a large network and see what's out there. Just continuously keep trying. Even if you fail 50 times, apply for every grant that comes across your desk because you don't know if you're going to get it or not.
Yeah, that's amazing. And a lot of people are fearful, starting a business is challenging. It's not just the success and the Instagram posts and the social media posts, it's the process. And so what advice would you give to like young girls who are from where you're from, with starting a business? Like what have you learned and what tips can you share with young women out there and men?
I think the most important thing I've learned is to, even in hard days and like days where you are having trials and you don't feel like getting up and doing stuff, always show up, always stay consistent, keep going after your dreams, even when it feels like you have the weight of the world stacked against you. On the other side of that mountain, there's going to be another bigger mountain. But at least now you feel like you can handle that larger mountain because you've gotten through this small bit of adversity and you persevered past it, you overcame it, and just keep doing that because at some point, something that seems like it's miles away isn't going to be miles away anymore. Now you're going to be standing on the top of that hill looking back saying, look at all these things I've achieved. And when you feel like you can't do it, that's just like the doubtful self trying to keep you from achieving. Like, instead of saying, why can't I do this? Say, what happens when I achieve this?
Yes, I love that. And pierogies, I mean, you do it so creatively. How did you, I know it started with your family, but you've elevated. This is generational wealth we're talking about here. So how did you come up with all these creative ideas on how to create different types of pierogi? Because you have so many different varieties.
I got really bored of making the same three flavors after the first month. I was like, okay, this is really boring. I was like, what else can I create and put inside of these? And I would go to local markets and walk around and like find a vegetable that looked really fresh or something, and then think of like different ways that I could create a balanced recipe that would work to go inside of the pierogi. And once I started doing that, it was like one idea led to like five other ideas, and then some of my friends would suggest ideas and we'd all just kind of collaborate. So even a lot of our recipes are ideas from other people. I'm not somebody who's going to say, oh, that's a bad idea because I didn't think about it. If that's a great idea, let's do it. Like, let's create stuff. I'm not here for ego. It's about sharing the community with everybody and making stuff that everyone wants.
And how many different types do you have?
Throughout the year, we have over 100 different fillings that we rotate through. on an average week in our store, you can find between 25 and 30 different flavors available.
Wow, that's amazing. And so being in grocery stores now, if someone lives out of state, how can they grab your product?
If you go on our website at Pierogi.com, you will be able to place an order and we can ship them directly to your door. We do shipping every Tuesday. So shipping takes 2 days or 1 day, depending on where you live, but we can ship anywhere in the continental United States.
And which pierogi is your favorite?
So we do a limited edition Thanksgiving pierogi every year, where it is Thanksgiving dinner stuffed inside of the pierogi, and you get a cranberry sour cream and a gravy sauce with it. And I think that one or apple pie filling one might be my absolute favorite. But those two together, it's like Thanksgiving dinner and like happy little pocket.
And does your family still help you? Like, are you guys all together?
My family, so my parents are much elder now than they are. And most of my siblings, as I'm the youngest, are in their different careers. But now my nieces and nephews will come and help, which is a lot of fun. And my mom shows up to a lot of our events with her pierogi posse. And it's her and a bunch of my other parents, friends, mothers, and they all show up together and they all wear their like matching pierogi shirts. And it's super adorable.
I know they must be so proud of you. I mean, just to see the evolution and just having a family recipe and elevating it to a whole nother dimension. So what's next for your business and your company? What are some of your goals that you want to achieve within these next 5 years?
Our goals for the next 5 years are to build out a larger production facility, which we recently scouted a location, and now it's just working on getting funding and getting all the equipment pieces into place and having construction start, which is a whole lot of steps. But luckily there's groups like the SBA and different groups like that that can help you get to those points. And right now we're working on getting in with a larger distributor so we can start distributing outside of the state of Michigan. Mm-hmm. We've been doing festivals in other states and being voted the best pierogi in those festivals, such as the Pittsburgh Pierogi Festival. And we would love to be able to get to the grocery stores in that area.
That's amazing. And so where can people follow your company?
On Instagram, if you follow Pierogi_Clean_, you can follow all of our social media in the link in the bio. It can take you to our website and our Facebook, which our Facebook mostly just has local events, and then our website has all the other information for catering, shipping, and curbside pickup orders.
That's amazing. I'm so proud of you, and just hearing your story and the advice that you have given us today. Super grateful for you. And I can't wait to meet you. I've got to come back to Michigan and see you and stop by your store. Where is your store located too as well?
We are located in the Eastern Market District in the Gratiot Central Market, which is a huge mall. And it's very cool if you've never been there before. It's a great historical location to go and visit.
That's amazing. It's your girl, Bianca B. Make sure you guys follow us at Bianca B Show and me on Instagram at It's Bianca B. Thank you so much. And I'm so grateful for you and to more businesses for you. Bianca B.